I could also make my nose bleed on cue, but I won't do that for you today. Brooklyn at the time was extremely segregated. And what I mean by that is, for people like me who weren't Italian, you did not leave your block, or you got beat up. Simple. I got into so many fights as a kid because when I went to the store around the block, Puerto Ricans thought I was Italian. I would get chased down the block. And if I went to the other corner to the candy store, I would get into a fight because they thought I was Puerto Rican. I was like in some bizarre version of West Side Story. After a while, all you had to do was give me dirty look, and I would believe. My grandmother thought I was the Antichrist. I don't know what people from Ohio were afraid of. I don't know. Tornadoes? I don't know. But we had a strict law about when it came to our block, and that was to never leave it. And when someone moved off the block, you knew that you would never see them again. It was like they moved to Africa. And if they moved to Florida, it meant their father went to jail. My life consisted solely on the front part of my stoop, and 3 houses down, and that was it. When I was a kid, your block, your neighborhood meant everything to you, and your friends. You cared about nothing else. Everybody knew each other. Our block was similar to a small town, you know, like Mayberry. For the exception, everyone cursed, and it was filled with a bunch of racist Italians. My grandmother hated them all, but knew all of their business. It's a rare Miguel gift. Now, this is when New York was New York. Before all your people from Ohio came here, you're from Ohio, I can tell, ruined it. When going to New Jersey was a safari, 42nd Street, you took your life into your hands, and the subway was like going to an underground Vietnam. And Tribeca, oh, what the fuck was Tribeca? I want the wet ones.
Hold up.
I want the wet ones. I don't want the smoked ones. Hey, yeah, I want the wet ones. Oh. Hey, forget about it. We're never coming back here again.
The room was completely
In Brooklyn, everything went by blocks. And that's kind of how you knew your status and what you were, but it got confusing for us because we lived in a mafia-run block. And we weren't Italian, but we were nicely nicknamed the Indians. I mean, literally, that is what we were called, the Indians. We were called the Indians, nothing else. Hey, Indian! No first name, no last name. Indian, get that, just Indian. Imagine what they would have called us if they didn't like us. And if they liked you. My mother, she was called Mrs. Indian. Now, my block, if your car was parked in the wrong spot, like a pesky fire hydrant, let's say, if a cop drove down the street and ticketed someone, someone would come out of their house, usually a young guy who worked or was related to a family, and he would take the ticket and rip it up and say, hey, we don't do that here. We had no crime on the block. Yes, it was the mafia. But we didn't consider that crime. I mean, they were very organized, with nice suits, and they came to our raffles, they came to our parades, they came to our weddings or funerals. I mean, they used bats on occasion, but everyone did back then. Our block was on 333 DeGraw Street, between Court and Smith. We lived in a 3-story brownstone that had a flagpole in front that was given to my Uncle George during World War I. And on special occasions, like let's say the Wounded Knee takeover, my Uncle Joe went outside and put the flag upside down to show our solidarity and distress. The Knights of Columbus were not pleased. The house had been in my family since my great-grandmother, when Brooklyn was considered the country. My grandmother was born and raised there with her brothers and sisters. My mother and her two sisters were also born in the same house. The Tipi tale goes that when they first went to buy the house, there was a petition going around against us, so our family wouldn't buy it, but we did